Day 6, Trusting One Small Step at a Time. I'm Avery, and welcome to Daily Grace. This season, we are walking through a series called Trust, a steady return to God. Trust does not grow through pressure, it grows through steadiness. Day by day, we return to the quiet truth that God remains faithful. Sometimes we think trust has to come all at once, as if there will be a moment when everything finally feels clear, when the path ahead makes sense again, when the heart suddenly feels confident. But that is rarely how trust grows. Most of the time, trust begins much smaller than we expect. It begins with a step, not a leap, not a decision that fixes everything, just one small step forward. When life has felt uncertain for a while, the heart often becomes cautious. It pauses, it looks carefully before moving, it takes its time. And that kind of caution is not failure, it is a form of wisdom. Your heart has learned something. It has learned that rushing does not always lead to safety. So now it moves slowly, carefully, one step at a time. And that kind of movement is still movement. Trust grows through consistency, not through pressure, not through trying to force yourself to believe everything will be okay. Trust grows through the quiet rhythm of small steps taken again and again. Sometimes those steps are almost invisible. Getting out of bed when the day feels heavy, answering a message you have been putting off, walking outside for a few quiet minutes, taking a breath before reacting, whispering a simple prayer that says, God, I am still here. The Bible often speaks about walking with God, not racing, not striving, walking. Psalm 37:23 says, The Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. Notice that word, steps. Not the entire journey, not the whole plan, just the steps. God is attentive to the small movements of your life. Sometimes we believe that trust means seeing the full road ahead, but most of the time, trust simply means taking the next step, even while the rest of the road remains quiet. God does not demand that you understand everything. He meets you where your foot touches the ground. I remember a season when everything around me felt uncertain. Plans were shifting, conversations felt fragile, even simple decisions seemed heavier than usual. And my mind kept trying to solve everything at once. If I could just figure it all out, I thought, then I would feel steady again. But peace never came that way. Trying to solve the entire future only made my heart more tired. Eventually, something small began to change. Each morning, I asked a simpler question. Not how do I fix everything? Not what will happen next year. Just this. What is the next faithful step today? Some days the answer was very simple. Send the message, take the walk, pause before speaking, rest for an hour, pray before making decision. Small steps, quiet steps. But those small moments began to create something steady inside me. Trust did not arrive all at once. It slowly formed through those ordinary days, step after step, moment after moment, returning to God again and again. Maybe you're standing in a place that feels uncertain right now. Maybe the future still feels quiet. Maybe your heart is still learning how to trust again. That is okay. You do not need to see the entire path. You do not need to solve everything today. You only need the next step, and God is already present there. Trust grows this way, slowly, patiently, one step at a time. So today, simply notice the small step in front of you, the one that feels steady enough to take, not a leap, just a step. God walks with you in that step, and the next one, and the one after that. Trust grows quietly that way, step by step. May you move through this day gently. May you remember that trust does not have to rush. God is steady, and you are still being held. Until next time, this is Avery.